At times, history and fate meet at a single time, in a single place, to shape a turning point in man's unending search for freedom. So it was at Lexington and Concord. So it was a century ago at Appomattox. So it was last week in Selma, Alabama. There, long-suffering men and women peacefully protested the denial of their rights as Americans. Many were brutally assaulted. One good man, a man of God, was killed. In our time, we have come to live with the moments of great crisis. Our lives have been marked with debate about great issues of war and peace, issues of prosperity and depression. But rarely in any time does an issue lay bare the secret heart of America itself. Rarely are we met with a challenge, not to our growth, our abundance, or our welfare, or our security, but rather to the values and the purposes and the meaning of our beloved nation.
I'm here to make a plea, and I'm here to urge you to do something that I think you will do and something that I think you want to do. Suffice it to say that we stand in one of the most momentous periods of human history. And in these days of emotional tension, when the problems of the world are gigantic in extent and chaotic in detail, all men of goodwill must make the right decisions. And on Tuesday, 1 week from today, the people of this nation must decide whether they want America to remain true to the great words of the founding fathers. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We must decide whether those words will be firmly etched into the structure of our nation, or whether we will allow our nation to be relegated to a second-rate tower in the world with no moral voice. We must decide next Tuesday whether America will take the high road of justice and peace and compassion for the poor and underprivileged, or whether this nation will tread the low road of man's inhumanity to man, of injustice, of short-sightedness.
We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall
Whites live side by side in decent, safe, and sanitary housing.
Yes, sir.
Let us march on segregated schools.
Let us march.
Until every vestige of segregated and inferior education becomes a thing of the past, and Negroes and whites study side by side in the socially healing context of the classroom. Let us march on poverty.
Let us march.
Until no American parent has to skip a meal so that their children may eat.
Yes, sir.
Let us march on ballot boxes.
Yes, march.
March on ballot boxes until race baiters disappear from the political arena. Let us march on ballot boxes until the Sadian misdeeds of bloodthirsty mob
Yes, sir.
will be transformed into the calculated good deeds of orderly citizens.
Speak, doctor.
Let us march on ballot
Let us
boxes
march.
until the Wallaces of our nation tremble away in silence. Let us march on ballot boxes
Let us march.
until we send to our city councils,
Yes, sir.
state legislatures,
Yes,
and the
sir.
United States Congress,
Yes, sir.
men who will not fear to do justly,
Yes, sir.
love mercy, and walk humbly with our God. Let us march on ballot boxes until brotherhood becomes more than a meaningless word in an opening prayer, but the order of the day on every legislative agenda.